Director's Reflections for October 8th of 2023. Tricks to get the news. In my time as a reporter 50 years ago, the foreign ministry was one of the driest news sources. To get relevant news there, I learned to use some stratagems and techniques so as not to always arrive at the editorial office empty handed. One of them was to become trusted friends with the janitors who took the briefcases to the chancellor on duty or had access to the most important officials on his staff. I remember, among all of them, one nicknamed Fine Hair, addicted to smoking, whose trust I gained by giving him packs of cigarettes from time to time. I had to cultivate friendly relationships with ambassadors with extensive experience, seasoned in the trade and the Trujillo dictatorship, who acted with extreme caution when speaking off the record to release things. They used to explain to me the origin and effects of some controversy or issue linked to foreign relations, but under the condition of not revealing sources. Sometimes, without speaking, they will let you read some internal documents, memoranda, or opinions above, only for the reporter's knowledge, not for publication. Over time, the friend, Fine Hair, took precautions to open the chancellor's briefcases for me, and thus I would take a look at the documents for the signature. They were a mine of news, but they had to be managed with great care so as not to discover the route of the leak. Once I stopped him when he was leaving the office of the vice chancellor at the time, a great friend of ours, Liselot Marte de Barrios, and I borrowed from him for a few minutes a document that turned out to be a news bomb. It was a confidential complaint, in strong terms, that a foreign organization made to the government of President Joaquin Balaguer. By publishing it in the listín, attributing it to reliable sources, it caused an earthquake of reactions. When I returned to the chancellery the next day, pretending to be innocent, the vice chancellor friend, who was the person who exclusively handled that issue, greeted me somewhat scandalized. You have given me a lot of trouble with the chancellor, with the president, and with the body of the complaint, and now you will have to tell me how you had access to the document. I explained to him, but I know he didn't believe me, that I obtained it from an official who was a friend of the international organization. That's how I was able to save Fine Hair's position, my invisible deep throat, but the friendship and mutual trust with Liselot was never ruined despite everything. Just as this journalistic technique gave me results, there are countless little tricks that reporters must resort to get the news, assuming that the end justifies the means. For Listín Diario, voiceover and translations by Indira Rodriguez.